The opinions and ideas displayed and discussed here are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ideas, policies, or opinions of any company or government entity. Hello everyone, I'm Dontae. This is Dontae Dakota. I'm on a train, as you can see. It's been a while, but I wanted to talk about paternity leave and why I decided to take paternity leave a second time and everything that led up to it. This is going to be maybe a 10-minute video, maybe a longer one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But back in July of last year, back in July last year, I decided to go back to work. And we decided to try for our second child because we felt like it was good timing for her not to go back to work and for us to kind of do some good family planning to coincide with our career goals. So I went back to work in September and I enjoyed every second of going back to work, other than the fact that I was leaving Taya-chan, who is now peacefully sleeping beside me, thankfully. And that was difficult, but I know she was pregnant, time to go back to work. And as it was timed, as April approached, I had decided I was going to go on EQ. I was going to go on paternity leave again. Now there's a lot of background noise about it, especially at work. I'll be real with you. The culture behind paternity leave isn't where it should be yet for Japan to be where it needs to be to raise the birth rate. Because whereas I took a year long, or I'm going to be taking a year long, and I'm perfectly fine with that, most Japanese men aren't going to be fine with it. And most Japanese men aren't going to take it. And if you're an entrepreneur, you can't take it. So people were okay with me taking it because I'm a foreigner. But even then, there were a lot of complaints around it. And I'm not going to name names in a video, but females were wondering, why is he taking paternity leave? His wife's at home, she's with her family, what? And I'm going to get into why paternity leave is important in a second, even though it's pretty freaking common sense. But that kind of took me aback. I was upset by it. I was disappointed by it. I wasn't surprised by it. But the reason why, despite the fact that I love teaching students, despite the fact that I love being in the classroom, despite the fact that I missed some important events for kids that I really love, I decided to go on paternity leave for the same reason that I became a teacher, because I believe that the development of children starts with individuals sacrificing themselves for their kids. And what I would do for my students, I would also do for my own kids. So if I was willing to sacrifice for my students, then of course I'm going to sacrifice for my kids. And what am I sacrificing? I'm sacrificing my own career goals. I'm sacrificing money, of course. And I'm sacrificing that kind of intrinsic value that I place in being in the classroom. But what do I get for that? Well, I get a happier wife, because a woman who has to stay at home all day with kids, two under two, is not going to be a happy person. I'm just going to put that out there plainly. If you think your wife is happy when you're sitting at home with two kids by yourself, one's screaming, one's hoping that you're going to pay attention to them, but neither one of them is getting 100% of you, it's going to be a problem. Especially as a guy, if you say some stupid shit when you come home after something like that, she's likely to fucking leave you, get a divorce, whatever. I'm just not trying to make an unhappy home. Two, this girl and this little girl over here, who you guys can't see, needs a dad that's going to show them that he's always going to be there. And that starts from the beginning. You can't just start being a good dad when they're 2 or 3 or 4 years old. That starts from zero, changing all the diapers, being there at nighttime, doing shower times, walking with them, talking to them, explaining to them when they're throwing a temper tantrum, why you don't care if they're throwing a temper tantrum, that you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. I wanted to be there for that because when I was a little kid, my grandma, took care of me for a few years, but my parents, when they took care of me, they were super busy because wars were going on. They were military members. They had all of these reasons why they couldn't. And so I felt like when it was my turn to be a parent, I'm going to eliminate any barrier to me being a good dad to them. And taking paternity leave eliminates the excuses of work as to why I can't be a good parent. Now, there is like some thoughts about how long I'm going to take it. My plan is to take it for 1 year, but if they can't get into childcare, it's going to extend. And that's a tough decision for me to make right now, because it means that like I'm going to for one, I'm going to inconvenience my school, but for two, I'm not going to get as much money. And that's whatever to me. Like, money has never been like a big deal when it comes to parenting. Like, I'm retired, so I have that. But more than anything, if I let money dictate what kind of parent I'm going to be, then that's a habit that I'm never going to be able to stop. And everything's going to be through the matrix of, do I have enough money first? And are my kids happy second? And that's just not the way I want to live my life. So I'm going to do my best to enjoy this EQQ. And it's going to look like I'm just having a bunch of fun. But what's not, people aren't going to see is at night when one baby's crying and the other baby's irritated and I'm having to give milk to both. And, oh, my wife's not feeling well and I'm having to take care of her. Or my wife's doing great and I don't want to affect how great she's doing, so I'm going to take this. Or you're not going to see that I'm not sleeping. You're not going to see that, like, I'm not running as much. You're not going to see how fat I've got. You're going to see the highlights. But all the stuff that makes those highlights great in the background, you're not going to see that. And that's the true hard work of paternity leave. And I'm okay with people at work or people online thinking that, like, I'm taking a vacation for a year. Cool. I'm perfectly fine with you being stupid. There needs to be stupid people. And if you want to be stupid, far be it for me to stop you. But like, what I'm really doing is teaching Ty and teaching you that whatever man you have in the future chooses you and your family first. And you can do with that what you will. I want to post more videos. I really do. But this is going on. So like, there's going to be a lot more talkies and a few, story videos. But I'm going to hit you up next week. I promise you. I'm going to hit you up next week, because I'm going to record next week's video right after this video. Okay. I'm Dontae. This is Dontae. There's stories everywhere, and I'm happy that you're a part of mine. And I shake the earth. Anyway, until next time. See ya.